There you go.
All right, we'll take questions for Noah, Trey, and Ernest. Guys, just talk through the defensive side of the game tonight. Tech was one of the best offenses in the country coming in, and you guys held them to, what was that, 66 points. Just talk through what worked for you guys defensively.
The one thing I tell the guys all the time is that it starts on defense. When I say that phrase, I'm not just talking to talk or just say another phrase to just say it. I mean it. When we're getting stops and not letting them get second chance points, or we could take it the other way, we're dangerous. We were able to do that tonight. Definitely going on the stretch. Like keeping them to one stop, and then, like I said, just converting on offense is very key for us in our success, and we understand that as a team.
Trey, this is your first double-digit game since January 4th. I guess how good did it feel to kind of have this breakout moment against a top 10 team?
Amazing. This has probably been the hardest year, basketball-wise. It's just a new system, new fit, new coaches, new players. Everything's new. I obviously knew coming in it was going to take a little adjustment period, but I can honestly say I'm feeling more confident. I think we're starting to understand each other and understand the spots where, our hot spots, each other's hot spots, and it's starting to look feel real nice out on the court.
Trey, you played with a ton of emotion down the stretch. Is that just kind of because you had the big game, and how much for you guys did it help to have that emotion coming from Trey?
Yeah, he's our spark. He's our energy guy. Just his play style, is so electric. But no, I'm so proud of Trey. Like he's stick through the process the whole time, and we ask a lot of him on offense and defense, just to be able to run and give opportunities. But I'm so proud of him and the way he's just battled through adversity and stuff. So it's awesome to see.
Definitely, like you said, seeing Trey get going, man, it brings me motivation, and it definitely brings the rest of the guys motivation. We need him. We can't win without him, and everyone understands that 1 through 10. And like I said, man, we love him to death, so I'm happy for him.
Absolutely.
After the first loss to Texas Tech, y'all were 3-6 in conference. Now you've won 5-6, and instead of 8-7, above 500. Was there a moment that flipped in the season for you?
No, I think we knew. I think we all knew what we were capable of. I think if anything, it was,
a matter of time.
Yeah,
sure.
We talk about it a lot, but you're just gonna see this more and more, at least in the current college landscape of clicking. Like basketball is a game of runs, but in that same sense, you got to be able to know how to start your runs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to know how to stop other teams' runs. So the way we've been able to advance in that part of the game, it's just been great to see and be a part of. Honestly, I love coming in and playing with these guys every day in practice. It's so fun. So of course you're gonna get better throughout the season. You know what I'm saying?
You just talked about game of runs. You guys are up 8 or 9. Tech goes on a run to get within 2.
Yeah.
Trey, you hit 2 big threes, you get back up 8. They go on a run to take the lead. Just talk about in that moment after they recaptured the lead. What was the message to each other, and how did you guys kind of stay with each other in that moment?
We got to stay poised. We understand that. All of us been in a situation like this before. We know what to expect, especially at the level of basketball that we're currently playing. And like Noah said, they're going to go on a run. We got to understand, if there's time on the clock, there's time on the clock. It's just end of story. Just staying calm in the huddles as we're playing, as we're guarding offensively, defensively, and just trust, like I said, if there's time up there, the game's simply not over.
Late in the game, Noah Reynolds has the ball in his hand. It's another shot. Just talk about what you've seen from him this year.
Yeah.
He's been clutch.
Man,
there's nothing else you can say.
Mm-hmm.
He's been clutch. He was talking about the other day, are we the most clutchest team? But he's coming up big in every moment. We greatly appreciate it.
1,000%.
There are some stats out there that basically show you guys want to have one of the best home court advantages in the Big 12. What is it about playing here that brings out the best in this team?
I think it's the comfortability of the actual court. We practice on this court, and we're just really used to being out there. Today, was I think our first time going out there and seeing a lot of opposing fans, which honestly we knew that ahead of time. The people who have been here prior were telling us, Ernest, Chase, Stu, and Cole were letting us know how it was going to be. So we kind of knew it was going to be us against everybody in a sense, and we weren't going to have the same atmosphere as we normally do, if that makes sense. It was cool to see though. It was pretty cool. They popped out. and went home though.
Quick.
Take no more questions and then text you.
Ernest, David Punch had a couple big moments down the stretch again. He ended up matched up with Tech's point guard at one point, got a stop, had a couple offensive rebounds and a big putback. You know, you've talked about his development throughout the season, but in the crunch time, what have you noticed about how he's developing?
Definitely for him at his age and him, this being his first year, mental. Like, he's poised. I've never really seen him get rattled at all. Fact check me, say what you guys want to say, but I know David, he's never, in those moments, he's not rattled. He's always calm, poised. And for sure, that's huge. You know, you get in those big moments, and apart from skill-wise, apart from who you want to be able to get rebounds, get stops, you want the dudes out there to be poised and calm, you know. And I feel like that's a big thing and a big part of us, you know, winning down the stretch when it's close games, these tight games. 1 through 10, I trust all my guys that we're going to go in there and be poised and calm and, again, just simply not worried.
Kendrick Williams here tonight, his numbers in the rafters. Desmond Bain was here tonight, his numbers now in the rafters as well. Let's talk about what it meant to get this kind of win in front of two guys who helped build up this program.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start off with we got to build a little bit of a relationship with them over the summer and kind of when they came in. That was super cool. I've never seen, you know, guys like that give back to the university and come in and hoop with us. And then a couple of guys stayed after, and they stayed with us and hooped for like 2-3 hours after the first session. So, no, that's awesome. We wanted to get that done for them, and you know that I think it's amazing that they show so much love back to the university. So.
Yeah, piggybacking off what he said, you know, it's a special day for both of them. And what way to, you know, end that special day with a big-time dub, a well-needed dub.
Absolutely.
You know, a new season sparking dub. So we're gonna take off from here.
Ditto. I wanted to say that. I learned what it meant, so I did.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. Did I say it right? I think you did. Ditto.
Everyone with their camera good? You guys good with the cameras? All right, we'll start with an opening statement and just jump right into questions. So, Coach McCasland.
Yeah, give TCU and Coach Dixon a lot of credit for the way they physically got after us today. 15 offensive rebounds, and they got to the free throw line 22 times to our 8, and that's not going to get it done when you're playing on the road. And I thought our team, I thought we were playing hard. 2 things. One, I got to do a better job subbing, played too many guys, too many minutes. Felt like those guys had the understanding of what it took to win this game, but we ran out of gas and weren't able to finish it. We took the lead in the second half with about 7 minutes to go and felt like we put our stamp on what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it, but just didn't have the grit that it takes to win on the road. And I thought TCU got a lot of rebounds and 50-50 balls at the end of this one, and that's how you lose on the road.
Question. Coach, your team's had one of the highest scoring, most efficient offenses in the country, especially in the last month or so. Was it physicality? Was it scheme from TCU defensively tonight that made things difficult?
Well, in the first half specifically, because if you look at the second half, it scored 38 points. I mean, and only getting to the free throw line 8 times, that's a pretty good little run in the second half. Probably was more what we needed to do in the first half. I did think we got a few open threes. I mean, Walton had a couple of good looks. Kevin Overton had a couple of good looks. And, you know, you make 2 of those and you're looking at a little bit different game. I thought where really the big part of it was just that stretch from 6 minutes to the end of the game. We looked like we ran out of gas, and we settled for some perimeter shots that weren't good. We turned the ball over in some key moments and then didn't come up with offensive rebounds. And I don't know what we finished the game with, but we didn't score very much down the stretch. And Chance McMillan has been giving us such a good lift, and he kind of carried us in that first half, and then Darian Williams settled in and really gave us a lift. And their double team took KO out of the game, and then from there it's like where do you get baskets, and those guys have been delivering for us. And tonight was one of those miss or make games where we didn't, but really the disappointing part was not the offense. I felt like that was probably what it needed to be. If we could just defensive rebound, then we could play in transition. That's where we've been lethal.
What they do with Toppin to kind of neutralize him a little bit.
Yeah, well, they just double teamed him all game long. I mean, I thought, and got the ball out of his hands. That's what I was saying. Like, you just swing the basketball to a few guys and you make those, and it makes it, where you can't do that very often. And we've been successful with that. But yeah, they were physical and pushing his touches out. He was way more assertive the second half. I mean, getting in foul trouble and getting 2 fouls early in the game hurt him, I thought. And he's been playing through some of that. And we tried to throw him back in there, actually, and not let it affect him. We played him with those extra fouls in the first half just to give him some confidence. And then we stuck with him when he got that third quick in the second half and rolled with him a little bit. But really just the double team, and we didn't take advantage of passing out of it.
Grant, that late sequence right before Reynolds got that jumper with about 5.5 seconds to go, were you hoping you get a foul earlier than that, or were you just trying to play it out and see what could happen on there?
Well, I mean, originally we wanted to try to trap it and get an advantage, but they took a couple shots. I mean, it wasn't like we didn't rebound it. I mean, Robinson took a layup, contested one, and then Udeh got a rebound, so then put us in a bind. We wanted to foul him right away, and I thought we did a good job actually hacking down on him, and then he passed it out. Then at that point, we just wanted to settle in and get a stop. And, you're 50-50 on that. Anytime you get that late in the clock, you want to make sure you're fouling the right guy, and thought we played it out and did a decent job, and he made a great shot.
With the season that you've been having, the kind of team that other teams are storming the court for, can a loss like this, coming at this time, kind of help jumpstart you? How do you move forward from this? Yeah, I mean, I talked to our team about just I think the way we started the game offensively was scoring 12 points pretty quickly and scoring in transition. It felt like, hey, we're going to score, and we lost some fight. We lost the physicality that it takes to be what we needed to be in this one, and we started playing. I mean, it wasn't like we weren't playing hard, but we weren't scrapping. So to me, I think it'll be a fine tuner. I told him in the locker room, like, this to all things considered. Okay, let's just talk about what do we do with this. That will determine our season, honestly, and I believe it with all my heart. Like, do we embrace this and say, okay, we can go into these games because we've been pretty good offensively and go, hey, we'll just score some baskets. No, I just want them to recognize the edge, and I think they had 5 offensive rebounds at the first media, and that was the game to me. And then we talked about it at halftime. We actually went on a run. We were the ones getting offensive rebounds till like the 7-minute mark, and then it flipped back in their favor. And I thought a lot of that had to do with their ability to keep subbing. And, they had 2 guys at 30, 32, 31, 31, and we had 3 guys at 37, 36, 37. That's on me. I just got to keep us subbing. And I thought I'd use our timeouts to rest us, but it wasn't good enough.
All right. You got one more?
You played TCU twice now this year. They're a younger team in the league. Have you, from the first time you played them to tonight, what did you see that was maybe different about TCU?
One, I just thought the first time we played them, collectively their effort defensively has gotten significantly more consistent in regards to like their closeouts and getting to the next action and closing out. I mean, we were able to get a little closer to the basket the last time, and then I thought we were able to leverage them quicker, and this time I thought their rotations were really good, and then I did think that they kept the pressure on us by moving the ball and not settling. I mean, they made some hard shots from like contested shots, and they got to the free throw line, but what allowed them to get to the free throw line is I thought they exhibited more patience on offense and just kept putting pressure on us, and ultimately we got deeper into the possession. There wasn't a lot of possessions in this game because they were running the clock and waiting until they could get fouled or get closer to the basket. So, they've definitely improved, and that's always what Coach Dixon can do. I mean, he knows how to get a team ready to win a game, and I thought he had them ready to win this one tonight.
All right, thank you guys.
Well, it was a great night for TCU basketball. Saw Ken. I was just talking with Kenrich. I still haven't seen Desmond after the game. I guess he was in the locker room, but I missed him doing the radio. So great win for us. We're a team that is getting better, figuring things out. Lost their point guard start of the year. People wrote us off, and now we're keep moving up. So that's what we're going to keep doing. Like games for 4-minute games, I'm sure the guys mentioned it. That's a big thing for us, and we won a 4-minute game again. So we believe we're going to win close games down the stretch, and we have. Liked how we executed, changed up some sets we'd run late, and we got to the drives, penetration, layups, and fouls. But at the end of the day, it was really the rebounding. We out-rebounded by 8, and we had less turnovers, 4 less. Ours were 9, so we got our goals. That's our standards. And so those are the more possessions. They're a very good team offensively, really good. And I think we changed up our defense from when we played over there last time, and it was good for the first half. I don't know why. I know why it wasn't as good in the second half, and I got to get us to do it for 2 halves, what we need to do. But great job. I'm happy for our students. I'm happy for Desmond. Kenrich was here. We had all these guys back, and just happy for Trey White. I mean, he's worked hard. He's practicing. He's out there, and he just stayed with it, and we're seeing him playing. Played really good defense the other day in the win at Arizona State, and then hit a couple big shots for us here today, broke it open. So just like how we responded, not very good defensively the first half, and I say that the first 4 minutes where defense was 3 layups, 2 threes. Didn't do the job, but we got better as the half went on, and forced, like I said, 13 turnovers. So that was huge.
What is it about Noah that makes him so good in those high leverage clutch moments?
Well, we put the ball in his hands, him and Vashon, so that's he's got opportunities. But he can make shots, he can get fouled, he can make free throws. We have confidence in him, so I think there's a lot of those things. But we did a good job on getting him the ball in the right places at the end. It was a little harder throughout the early in the second half. I didn't know why we weren't getting enough out of him, penetration, and he wasn't getting in the paint as often. So we changed up and ran some different sets that I think that gave us some different looks, and we got in the lane. He got in the lane a lot more. So having Trey out there too, making some threes, that opens things up, and it's been one of our challenges of not having that consistent shooting to space the floor. And but again, the rebounding, second shots, proud of how we handled it.
Jamie, this is I think 6 out of 7 times at home y'all beat the top 10 team. What does it say about what you guys are able to do here against the better team?
Yeah, obviously, our crowd's been great. This year they've been a little down because of our slow start, I'm sure, and the weather. And I think it's rained pretty much every game we've played or freezes. But then we have all these Sunday and different things. So it has been, it is. But hey, we've said all along, we feel we gave away 2 at home this year. We've won, every other one. So our goal was to win them all at home, and we came up short. It's obviously hard to do. Texas, they've got a couple losses, I think, at home, but or maybe one. But it's it's what it has to be. It's what we're trying to develop, and hopefully everybody had fun tonight, and we can have some great crowds to finish up, because this team deserves it. There's no teams out there that loses their point guard starting the year and doesn't. It's a new world. Nobody has the usual depth. You don't stockpile guys up. So. You've got so many teams just playing 8 guys, and they don't have other guys, and so for us to come and do this and play the young guys that we're doing, it's completely revamp what we thought we were going to do. Malik played good for us the other day. We didn't even think he was going to play. All of a sudden you're doing a whole completely different thing that you practice for 4 or 5 months, and playing freshmen, which is obviously not the sign of the times.
What are you learning about these young guys?
They're competitive. I've had to adjust how you coach. There's they're competitive. Vashon brings a lot of competitiveness to us, and and he makes some mistakes, and I've had to adjust on playing through some of our guys' mistakes. Things that we just shouldn't, that young guys make, that usually but they shouldn't be normal situations. They're not on the floor. Top teams or teams I've had. No one's you don't do that. So we've adjusted. I've adjusted. You change and you teach in different ways and coach in different ways, and but then you got to get after them at the right time. And I thought when we lost that I think it was the timeout. I think it was an 8-minute timeout. We were getting killed on the glass. And there was no way we were going to win this game unless we won the battle of the glass. And I laid into them in that timeout about the necessary. And they weren't worried about that. They were worried about a shot or who was subbed in and the wrong things. And I had to get them focused on the right things. And then down the stretch, we got the rebounds.
You talked about the defense in the second half, but there was a moment, I think, from right before the 4-minute timeout to about a minute and a half left where we got 5, maybe 6 stops in a row. Just talk about the defensive effort.
Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, we kind of had some opportunities to sub in for defense, offense a little bit, and had something to do. We got the big 3 from and 1 from Trey. And we kind of subbed in for offense there for that, and then subbed right quickly back for defense. So I think there was a little bit of that going on there. We had some great wall-ups, and then we did. The defense got better. Like I said, it wasn't good in the second half, but it was those last 4 months. And the shots they were taking were more contested in the lane. We ran them off the 3, which is what we wanted to do. We still gave it. Our goal was to hold them to 5 threes. They gave 9, which is about their average or just below. So. That was we ran them off. We didn't let them shoot threes. The looks that they had, our post defense was a little better before the double team, and that had something to do with it. And we got into late clock and stayed at home. Didn't overhelp with non-penetrating drives. So that was what we did down the stretch. But we had good wall ups at the end, even the punch at the end, and another one the punch had on Williams. We want our thing is no layups, and we give up 3 layups to start the game. So you can talk all you want, but 3 layups right away against a good Austin team. There's one of the best offensive teams in the country. I mean, they're unique. They have 2 guys in score on the block and pass out of it. I mean, it's very unique, and shooters around. So Toppin's. I don't need to tell you what he's been doing in the league lately. It's been ridiculous. So, everybody wanted him. Everybody tried to get him. But they've done a great job of putting him in position to excel.
To that point, 14 and 11 still feels a little quiet tonight. What did you guys plan for him defensively?
Yeah, who would have thought 14-11 was quiet? But the way he's been going, I think. I heard Grant talking about the double team, but he's been seeing it all the time. So last time we did it, we weren't as effective at it. We changed up what we did. I don't know if I said that, but we did it different. We started out defensively different than we started last game, and it was better. And I say that we gave up 3 layups right away. But as the half went on, and we were getting things, we were getting the turnovers, we forced some turnovers. We didn't get beat on the glass. We obviously out-rebounded them by a significant number. So it was good. I just felt there were times in the second half where it wasn't as good as we wanted it to be, and he got it too deep, too comfortable, and that's where he got some of those baskets.
Anything else for Coach? Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.